Hi, and welcome to this AI and C# video on the Microsoft Agent Framework. And in this video, I'm gonna do something. I'm not really sure if this video will be seen or not, but I had the mad idea of trying to live upgrade a real life project using semantic kernel and just try to record it and see how long it takes and what steps are involved. Um, Yeah, I have no clue if this will work, but we will see. So I'm recording this little intro, and then I'm gonna switch to a second step where I will do this live and try to see what happens. But just a small intro to what this real life project is. So the real life project is something called Relevise Hub, which is an internal product I do for a company I help. And just a disclaimer, this site is normally showing a lot of customer and employee data, so I'm not going to launch the code at any point. That will be outside the video. I'm just going to make it build again, and then I need to test and do a little outro telling you after the fact if things worked. So the code right now uses semantic kernel. So it uses the two NuGet packages, semantic kernel, because it's working with OpenAI and Azure OpenAI. It can connect to both because some of the code we need OpenAI for, and others we need Azure OpenAI. Then it's heavily using agents, which probably will help me a bit. So it's not using the chat completion client and stuff. It's using the agent completion clients, or chat completion agents as they're called. And then it's using a lot of semantic kernel vector data in terms of the SQL server I'm using. And Microsoft Agent Framework, of course, is not taking this over. So the end result will actually have a reference to semantic kernel, but that's just a byproduct of the semantic kernel team have this namespace for code that actually has nothing to do with the rest of semantic kernel, which we'll see live. So that will be left as is. So all the RAG stuff, all the embedding stuff and stuff will not be moved at all. So that certainly makes it easier, but that's just the way it is. And inside the solution, which is one project with one test as well, there is some AI tools, which are the ones I'm most hesitant of if I can do this live. And then else, everything is neatly tucked away in a few queries down here that can do structured output and function calling, which is the two things I do the most. And beyond that, all the code outside is not really affected because everything is tucked into this. So that would hopefully make it easier for me to do. If you have strewn away all the semantic kernel across multiple classes, services, pages, and stuff, then this will probably not represent how easy or hard it is to do for you. Finally, before we begin, my current recording software, which is something called Clipchamp, has a max recording time of 30 minutes, so I might need some cut if it's longer. I definitely hope it's not, but I don't know because I have not tried this. And there might be some times of silence, me coughing, but I will try to think out loud as much as possible. So my videos are normally very one take anyway, so they might not be that different. But that is actually what I'm gonna do. The AI stuff that is in there is some RAG. So we are not going to touch that with various sources to embed stuff, knowledge bases, support, and such things. And the AI features is there's a chatbot in there with some function calling. There is some summarization of support messages that turn them into knowledge bases. There's a changelog AI review system where text can be checked for if it fits well in a version history. There's some pull request review hooking up into Microsoft GitHub. No, yeah, Microsoft's own GitHub, yeah, but GitHub webhooks, and there's some Slack webhooks that reacts to uh, some receiving messages, and whenever it does that, it do some summarization of support messages, it do some translation of them if they are in a non-English language, and a bunch of function calling to try to figure out to give a opinion to the support staff what the problem could be. It's not answering directly to the customers, but gives hints to the support staff. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna stop this first 6 minutes recording, and then so I have my full 30 minutes to the real upgrade, and see you there. So I'm running on my new 30 minutes, and I'm gonna switch to the system. So here we have the solution, and let's go in and find Microsoft Extension Framework. Must be some semantic kernel in here. There they are. And again, I'm gonna get rid of that, and I'm gonna get rid of that, but keep this, because if we look at this one, yeah, this upgrade will take a little longer because I will explain some things along the way. But if we look at this package, we can see that the dependencies is only SQL Server and extensions vector data abstraction. So you can see there's no other semantic kernel in here. So that should probably not be a problem. So let's just save that, close all these pages, and see how many build errors we get. I'm actually very curious about that. Is it building? Yeah, it is building. So we got 43 errors. Of course, we can't find kernel functions and stuff like that. So let's just, yeah, I'm not gonna start in the tools. That will be the last thing. So let's have a look. Well, oh, of course, I need to put in the new stuff. So next to me, I have my sample repo. So I'm just gonna copy paste a little. It's not rocket science this, so why spend our time? So we know we need these two packages. So let's grab those. Skip that and just go here and see. Of course, semantic kernel uses Microsoft Extension AI behind the scenes. So, oh, I actually got more errors. Cool. I think I'm gonna start down here in my systems folder where all the logic lies. So I have a provider that's not affected. My model is not affected. So this is just a model telling how to set things up. My exception is not affected, and my configuration is not affected. Cool. And this AI answer should probably not be affected either. So this is just a abstraction away from the response from an AI. But these should be affected. We can't make a kernel. So I guess we need to make, no, we don't need this anymore. So let's get rid of that. Yeah, let's try that. But the agent, of course, the agent cannot have a kernel, but I probably need an AI configuration in here then. Let's see if that's... Because the configuration is where my endpoint and keys are and stuff. These, of course, we can't have. And let's try, and I'm gonna use the chat client agent instead of AI engine because I know I have a lot. I have a lot of structured output, so it's probably best that I do that. And the tools, isn't that just called AI tools or something like that? Let's have a look. I haven't run this code ever, so let's quickly so it can run here. So what are the tools? They're just called AI tools. So I guess I need something like that over here. And it needs to be a collection, I guess. So let's try to do it like that. Again, this is live. I have no clue if this is right or wrong. We will figure that out as we go along. We're gonna make an agent instance that is probably gonna do one of these and one of these. And AI tool. Let's try to put that in here. Just some chaining. Okay, so we had something with a model to use. So we're gonna, guess we are gonna new up a Azure OpenAI Cloud. What is it called? Let's go over here and see. So that one, was it? Doesn't matter for this. Let's see if we can get one of these. We can. No, we can't. Why is this? Oh, it's my AI rule. Oh, it is a config rules that make this a little bit different. So configuration dot open. I guess I need a switch here. We are probably gonna do. No, we're just gonna switch here. I don't think we need it too many times. So let's do a switch on our model to use that provider, because I have this extra thing of being able to use two different clients. So I guess I actually need to go in and take this one as well. Let's see. I'm gonna put this in here because I'm shooting myself in the foot being able to do both right now. So we're gonna put this here. We're actually gonna put them in here and OpenAI client. I guess it's there. Put some braces on, and that requires just a key as far as I remember. OpenAI key, and this was an Azure OpenAI key. Yes, so we now have the client for each of them. And we are gonna, we're gonna need to set the response format. Plugins, we're gonna do that as well, of course. So we're gonna say client dot create. Oh, we need the chat client. That's the model to use. Dot model name. Dot create AI agents. And there was some instruction I could see, but we're probably gonna need to use this because of reasoning efforts, which I hadn't prepared for actually. Let's see if it goes well anyway. So we had the instructions. Name is optional, so we're just gonna use the tools and put in the tools I'm providing here that we can hopefully do. And let's see, this is not needed. Yeah, we have this a similar switch, so it actually makes sense. So prompt execution. So the response for that is the annoying thing here. But else this doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. So I guess we can delete all of this. And then I need to figure out how we get in and do some reasoning. I'm just gonna quickly, just so I don't show anything fancy, try to go to the Agent Frameworks website and check out how they do reasoning. Do they even do reasoning efforts? I actually have another sample video on my old AI samples. I think that shows how you do it in Extensions AI. So reasoning efforts. Yeah, it's this raw representation thingy in a chat options. Yeah. So I think I can put a chat options here. Yeah, a new chat options. And then I'm gonna set the reasoning efforts for models to use that reasoning efforts. And what is this complaining about? Oh, that's the evaluation part, so I need to put it into Pragma. Don't know why OpenAI have made that choice. But I guess I'll need to take these chat options out because it's only if there's a reasoning effort. So I'm gonna say if let's pull it out because it can work across both Azure, OpenAI, and it's some of the times I'm using a reasoning model, and if you set the reasoning effort, if it's not there, it normally fails. So I will just say model to use dot reasoning effort string dot is not a white space. Let's make the options like this. Let's quickly take this out. That and else we are just gonna make an empty of them. I think that's the easiest way to do it, so we don't need to have too many steps here. So on the fly we are making options that either use reasoning effort or not. That makes sense. And else the client will more or less be the same, but I guess we still need to do this. Could it be reconstructed? Perhaps, but let's just keep it like this. And I guess we can just return this. Because that's a AI client, that is a chat completion client. We have some response formats. Oh, that's the oh yeah, okay, that's not going in here. This was whenever you made your agent, you needed to tell your response format for structured output, but that is not gonna happen now because that is on the call itself. So I guess we can just delete that, and we'll probably end up with some problems with that. What is this? This is that's another place now. So I'm just gonna check my time. I've used 15 minutes so far, I can see. So let's see. I need to be wary of the recording stopping. So if there's a strange cut, it's because I forgot that. I'm just gonna set myself a timer of 10 minutes on my phone here. 12 minutes should be enough. Then I will pause the recording, start a new one if need be. We are listed to some less number of errors, so that's good. Okay, let's tackle this query thing. So this should, no, this is what is, this is because it says give me an agent of type T for structured output, and that doesn't exist anymore, so I can actually just remove this part. Hadn't thought about that, but should be fairly simple to refactor at some point. So I guess that is done, and let's jump over to the query, which actually calls the LLM. And get rid of that one. So what do we have here? We have a get answer, and now we are getting another type of agent, which is a chat client agent. And I put that down here. It probably wouldn't be needed anymore, but let's just do it anyway to save a little time. There will definitely be some tweaking after the fact, but let's do this. So we're not getting the agent with a T anymore, so that's okay. That's one needs to go in here. And in our answer, yeah, this is the old way of doing things. Oh, I have to token in and out. Okay, I will see if I can do that. So agent that's run async with T and a message Sounds fairly simple. Await that. We get our response back. And we need to return one of these. So we need the answer. That would just be response.results. And we did tokens in and out. We have them fairly recently in here. So we should be able to say usage dot input token count response dot usage dot output token count. And I guess they can be null, so let's do it in the pretty way. I know what I'm using can produce this. Is it it's a long? Okay, I had it as int. Just let's see if this gives too much trouble or not. If it does, I will convert it to an integer, but let's see. So what's the problem here? What is this? It's just a long. Why can't I just get rid of it? Oh, it's just a dot value, of course. There we go. Not pretty, but we are gonna let it slip here. Not about to learn C# and nullability, but more the real thing. But given Azure and Azure both give users back, it shouldn't be a problem. Can't imagine. And I guess we can just delete all this because it just takes care of it. Nicety. And it will throw its exception itself. We can put in try catch around it just to have same behavior. By the way, if there's any odd things you see in this, it's because I'm using Resharper. So if some of this feels a bit unfamiliar, sorry for that. But I'm trying to be as efficient as possible I can be. That's it. So we're gonna. I don't know what this is. So, oh, that's the agent part. I can't get with a T, of course, anymore. And where did we have the chat? Clients needs to be down here as well. There's the tools again. Let's check the agent query. We made a list of AR tools. Let's hope that's correct. Else we need to change it. And what is my time? Oh, still have a few. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna do something with details down here. Guess it's the same. That's probably something I can clean up later on. Because where did it go? That was that one. What's the difference between this one and this one? Oh, this is just the answer without the details. Yeah, makes sense. So agent dot run async. Yeah, I did not use strimping before. We're definitely not gonna try and go in and use agent threads. That would be a refactoring after the fact. So we're just gonna use these self-made messages and stuff. And I guess we're just gonna return an AI answer, which be response dot text and response dot input and output again up here. Guessing we could begin to use the agent run response instead of my own here, but we will just keep it so it's a one-to-one conversion. I should be able to get rid of all this, make a try catch, and throw this custom exception if need be. Yeah. And then we have streaming as well. Yeah, okay, I have put it into this new context action system. I guess I can just do that. We need to have the AI client again. And an AI client there. And then we need an await. Heat doing streaming. But let's see if we can figure it out. We need to put in our messages. It's a conversation. Is that the right one? What is this? This is Azure OpenAI. Okay, I'm gonna do the quick and dirty here. New chat message role. Start. How can I? Let's actually see if we can get over to the right ones. So if we set a new chat message, let's try to turn these chat message content into chat messages to see if we can do that. Conversation. And what do we need more? Is there anything in here? No. So we're just giving the conversation. What is it? To list? I guess. No? What is the? Is it just? Let's do this. Wait for each. Have the update. And on the update, we're just gonna say update. Use the normal string here. It's just a text, I guess. We can throw away the codes to array. Is that not needed? What is it? Because it's not null here. It's possible multiple. It's because I have this down here. Makes sense. Now that makes more sense. And we're gonna take that. Yeah, so this is definitely gonna take longer than I had actually expected. But I guess we are slowly getting there. What's the problem here? There's some tools that the tools we have already given the agent. So yeah, okay, they're just going in as tools for making the agents. Okay, I'm running out of time for the first recording part, but I think I will think I actually have this up and running. So this can build now, this can build now. Let's see how many errors there's left. There should probably only be the various tool, and then the usage needs to be updated slightly. But I think I will stop the recording here just to not run out of the 30 minutes, and I will grab some water and start it again. So I'm not gonna cheat or anything, but just gonna stop the recording because we are 29 minutes in. But see you in a little while for you, and yeah. Yes, and we are back. Only a couple minutes have gone by. We have still our 22 errors. So let's go in and check them out. Yeah, of course we can't have that. And we can't have a chat completion agent. So that will be a chat client agents. Still getting used to the new stuff. And when I get the agent, of course, I shouldn't do that. But else the agent is just being put into the other one. Yeah, so it's just easier because the agent is independent on the structured output. So that's good. That should be it. Then something with this being a chat message instead from extensions AI. Let's see, that will probably give a little problematics down here. Let's see. So it's just it's just a chat message now, and those roles are called something else, but we're just gonna make a user. That's okay. I'm pretty sure we're gonna need this a few times. Oh, then we come to plugins. Gonna leave that for now. Gonna make a new chat message with assistant user role. I'm gonna regret this probably, but let's see. Might not be too bad. Let's see. That was the user. And extra content. Oh, so it's making copies of the chat. Extra content was probably the text because I'm not interested in more than that. Will that work? Yeah, that's just the text. The text. So we can add to the text. There's no setter. We can only no. That's a chat message, so we can. What are we gonna do here? Guess we're just gonna build up a string. Like this. String.empty. This would probably be easier if I had the 18 thread, but I'm not gonna try and see if I can get in there. So this will be answer string. And I guess I'm gonna do this. It might be inefficient, but at least it works. Yeah, this will probably not work, because it will just get the answer string. This might need a bit more refactoring to really work. It's a kind of hack that we don't have 18 threads in the old system. I probably could just use an 18 thread. We are gonna go with this for now. Yeah. And what do we have? That was the plugin that I don't want to deal with right now, but I guess I should. So we need a list of AI tools. And so these tools right now are kernel functions. Luckily, most of them only have one plugin, but I'm just gonna take some of this from method info here so we can get our list of tools. Because I know this one have a bunch of tools, and that is a customer tool. Like that. And does that require some... oh, yeah, okay, so we are just... I guess we have a customer tool up here. Yeah, we just have the customer tool, so that's okay. So our target is just customer tool. Customer tool. And then we can just say plugins dot add range list of tools. And we can say add here. And we need the AI function factory create. And it's probably easier just to say customer documentation tool dot, let's see, it has the oh, they need to be static now, and I can get rid of that one. Yeah, they can't be static, so I'm gonna just remove that one and new them up like I did with this. Probably gonna be the easiest way to do it. So this and say documentation search tool with the documentation search tool. And then there was the knowledge base tool, so something similar. Okay, we're gonna do that and do that. This definitely needs some cleaning up, but external, what's it called? External knowledge base. Knowledge base search tool with the external knowledge base search tool over here. And the Slack search tool. So we need one more of these. Slack search tool. So we got those. So that was these three. They get new names now, but that's just a matter of making some help stuff there. But I guess we are just searching and stuff, and if we need the internal knowledge base, internal knowledge base search tool with the internal knowledge base search tool, and I guess these are done. There will be some repetition of code, and this never happens anymore. I'm pretty sure this is not working correctly, but this is just me being stupid in trying to work with streaming, trying to get it over to another object. So I don't think we are gonna spend time on that because it's not really important to you guys what's going on there. That's just more C# than the migration part. But of course it is annoying that we can't do that. I could have stayed in the chat message content, then it would have worked 100% and then made copies over. Yeah. Let's just keep it for now. And let's switch this to a chat message. We get rid of that, we get rid of that. We need that. This is user rolling out. So this is the GUI of it. But that was easy. Yeah, then the tools are now actually finished. So they don't need the kernel function anymore. And these have a bunch of names. That can go away. What are we down to and how is it for time? We're 12 minutes in, so I'm gonna set another timer for myself. Should we use more time? But I actually think we are close to being able to build now. Yeah, okay. So the embedding generator. I actually thought that came from somewhere else, but there we need to do a little research. Let's keep that around. These are just tokens that are going into a database, so I'm just gonna convert those to Int32. I'm luckily not using that many tokens, but we switched them to long. I should probably in my database switch to long, but that's nothing to do with this. That was the only thing that was left. So let's see, how can we do dependency injection of that? I think I need to go Googling a bit. Microsoft. No, I actually have it in my AI samples, which is not this one. I'm just gonna get my AI samples because there I have the dependency injection part into comparison. Dependency injection using. Oh, so it's just this one. Let me grab that. And this is the wrong one, so it's this one. So it's at builder.services, so we need the Azure OpenAI clients, which we don't have here. So there's a little duplication of code now, but we're just gonna grab this guy over here. And this comes from Azure OpenAI Sweden endpoint here. And Sweden key. So we have a client. That was the client down here. So I guess we're gonna do that. And the embedding model is, where did I get that from before? That was that one. So I think we can build. Yeah. And I was lucky that I had everything here, so I didn't need to go to all the different models here, 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 and here, because they are just response in, response out from those. This is definitely broken right now because of we're switching the chat message over to chat message content, but that should be easily fixable. The function calling is not pretty. It could be, I need to wrap that away a bit more with the reflection. But I'm gonna make a cut here, and then I'm gonna try my code now and just check a few things if it works, and then I will come back with some final thoughts on this. So we're back. I have just been sitting for a couple of minutes and testing out things, and as expected, the chatbot is broken right now, but it's a GUI problem. It runs perfectly, but and it calls the functions and everything. Everything is actually working, except that the visual part is that it only takes the first word, and that is purely C# based problematics and not AI problematics. And if I went into and used the agent thread, I would easily just get the entire agent thread back, which I'm gonna refactor my code into, so I don't have my own agent thread as it is right now. So I think it looks like it's around 45 minutes to do everything, including explaining to you guys. And that is 1 year of AI. Again, I was lucky that I put in everything in some refactorable code easily, so it's not strewn around in all the places and multiple stuff. But that's just good code practice more than anything. It actually went quite as I expected, but as a developer, like always, it takes a little longer. I had actually thought I could do it in less than 30 minutes, but apparently 45 minutes is what I needed to do in order to switch away from semantic kernel. I didn't explain a lot what individual parts of the code did and stuff like that. But I hope it made sense and give you some kind of overview of how difficult or how easy this is to do. Um, I'm definitely not scared of doing this. I have a few other projects I need to do this for. But as we can see, we have the only semantic kernel we have left is, which is not semantic kernel in itself, is the vector part, which has nothing to do with kernels or the different connectors they have in there. So yeah, I guess my experiment worked. This worked, and I now have my conversion. With a few more tweaks, probably 15 to half an hour, I'm definitely up and running on the new framework and can put semantic kernel to the wayside now going forward. So hope this gives some kind of sense, some kind of meaning. Probably it will feel long to see everything, but at least you know roughly the process you are about to embark on if you have a similar setup. So with that, see you in something else next video. So have a nice day.